Welcome back to our Dump It series. I'm Mindy Turner with the Curry County Cooperative Extension Service, your family and consumer science agent. So we are talking about dump it, things that we can just dump in and have a meal or a treat or something special, whether it's to give as a gift, to take for a potluck, all of those different items. We talked a little bit about some soups and things we could do. We talked about some casserole type dishes we could put together, where we're starting off with a lot of pre-made things to simplify it, save on our resources such as our time and our energy, and in some cases it can definitely save us money as well. When we have a plan, we prep, we buy ahead, or we utilize things that we already have on hand. So listen, we did our kind of our main dish, hearty things, and now we're going to talk a little bit about some of the sweets and treats that we can do very simply, because sometimes we just want a little bit of something. Sometimes we just want a little something different. We don't want to bake a whole thing or a whole huge thing, or we need to put something together very quickly. We don't have a lot of time, but it's got to make it to the football dinner, or it's got to make it to the Sunday school party, whatever that happens to look like. So I'm going to give you 3 tips, things we can do right now, very simply, with cake mixes. So this is going to be an easy thing to do. These are just box cake mixes. Again, these are pretty simple to do, but it still takes a while to put it all together, to get it all baked. I get home and I don't have all the ingredients I need. Maybe right now I just don't have eggs because I'm not keeping as many eggs on hand. So these are the things that we can think about. These today, I have some Pillsbury cake mixes because this is what was on sale. Okay, so every time we've talked, look at the store brand, compare it to the name brands. Which one is on sale? Cake mixes, ultimately very much the same. Sometimes you can get a flavor in one brand that you can't in another, so there's a choice that you get to make. But these were about $1.50. And that's why I purchased these specifically to use. So very inexpensive types of desserts to make. So one of the things that we're going to make first is just very simple. You can make individual, you mix this up, you keep it in the cabinet, and when you want a little something sweet, you just pull it out. So what you need to have, you can see my little bowl here is pretty full because this is 2 cake mixes mixed together. The only stipulation, one of them needs to be angel food. Now an angel food cake mix, because of the nature of what it is, typically costs a little more, but it's gonna go a really long way. So we need an angel food cake mix, and then whatever flavor you like. Maybe you want strawberry, maybe you're a yellow cake fan. I bought devil's food to give it that little bit of the chocolatey edge to have, because I think that's just always a fun one, and that's something that my family really likes. And then all you're gonna do is you're gonna dump those 2 cake mixes, the angel food and whichever flavor you choose, dump it together. Now, I went ahead and dumped it in a bowl and I whisked everything together to make sure what we had. You can just put these straight into a Ziploc bag and shake them up. I will, when we are done with this, I will put this into a Ziploc bag, seal it up where we can just pull it out and use it as needed. Okay, so then what do we do with it now? We've got these 2 cake mixes mixed together. We're gonna shove this in the cabinet. What are we gonna do with it? So the basic recipe, we're gonna take, this is one of my prep bowls. You guys see me use these all the time. You can use little ramekins, you can use a mug, if you have a microsafe bowl, whatever you have on hand, you can use to do this. So you're gonna wanna take your mix and you're gonna do, shake that off even, 3 tablespoons of our combined mixes. That's 3 tablespoons of that. Then I'm gonna take 2 tablespoons of just plain old water and mix it up. Now here's the great thing about this. This whole thing, once it's good and mixed and you don't have any dry spots, it's all that liquidy batter. This one smells good, it's got that chocolatey scent to it. You get that all mixed up and you're just gonna pop this in the microwave. So we cooked it on high in the microwave for 1 minute. 1 minute, and there's a little cake, an individual serving of that. So once this is made, and it's nice and warm right now, so that's a toasty cake as well, pull that out and you can top it however you would like. Like here I have some caramel sauce, some strawberry sauce, If you have some type of a frosting on hand, you can add that. This is just some regular whipped cream that was in there. You can add that to the top. And again, you have your individual serving. This was together in the cabinet. It took 1 minute to pop that in, to have it cooked, and have a nice dessert, a middle of the day snack. We're not gonna eat 6 of these at a time, right? Very inexpensive to make and put together and have it on hand. And you're not wasting anything, because your shelf life, for as long as you keep it in a nice dry place and it's sealed up where it's airtight, this is gonna last you just as long as a cake mix would last you, okay, which is several months. So something fun to think about to put together. Another super simple one. Again, I don't have eggs. I don't have oil in the cabinet. What do I need to do? This is just a regular old white cake mix, because that's the flavor I picked. And we're just gonna add 1 12-ounce can. Hopefully it doesn't explode. 1 12-ounce can of soda. Now you can pick whatever flavor you like. You can mix and match your sodas with your cakes. You could do your white or vanilla cake with a root beer and have that root beer float flavor. You can do, today we're gonna do, this is just white cake, and I'm gonna add in orange soda to make like a dreamsicle kind of flavor. Now just remember, we're not adding eggs, we're not adding oil, so the texture may be a little different, but we're definitely gonna be able to cook this up and make a cake. The orange and vanilla are coming together. It smells wonderful. So I'm trying to use my whisk to get past all the bubbles and down into all of the mix to get it mixed together pretty good. Now this is great. Again, just like with our mix over here where we're just adding the water, a smaller portion depending on the texture and kind of what you like and how you want it put together. You could do cupcakes with this very easily and have a fun flavor, a great thing to share with the kiddos. Add a little cream cheese or vanilla frosting to the top, even just some whipped cream, whipped topping to go on the top, and that would be great. Today I'm gonna just pour it into, this is just a standard square pan. I did go ahead, spray it with cooking spray or baking spray to have that ready. Let's see what's all stuck in my whisk here. But I'm just gonna put it in the pan. And then we would bake this at about 375. Okay, and I've got all my stuff out here, so let me make sure I don't tell you the wrong time on this one. Yeah, so you're gonna bake it 20 to 30 minutes, depends on your oven, your elevation, all that good stuff. And it's gonna fluff up. And again, it's gonna be light and airy. It's not gonna be as dense as most cakes, so just remember that as you're putting it together. Super simple, very inexpensive. You can use things that you have on hand without having to go purchase or add something extra, and you've got a cake. And then, this is absolutely one of my favorite things to make and take for, we have taken it to the football dinners, to other types of potlucks. It's something that's easy to share, but it's also very easy, comes together very quickly. When you want that, hey, I did make something and I'm giving you that homemade extra, but I didn't have to spend all day making a cake from scratch. So we're gonna use, this is yellow cake mix because that's my preference with the peach. This is peach pie filling. So you can use canned, just straight peaches if you want, and add a little cinnamon to the top of that. It's gonna cut back on a lot of the sugar that's in this. You can use cherry, you can use strawberry, whatever, you could use blueberry, whatever filling it is that you like. You can make this in the crock pot as well. Layer it in there just like I'm gonna show you to put in the oven, turn your pot on and let it cook. So this is basically, as I said, just peach pie filling. And we are just going to, I lost my other spoon, 1 second. spread the peaches out. Now, if you want it thicker and you want more peachy, you could use 2 cans to put that in there. So it's up to you how you want that to look. Because again, all of these recipes are very versatile. If there's a different fruit, a different filling you like, if you put up your own peaches last summer and you just want to pull those out of the freezer, they'd be great to layer in here. Maybe you don't have time to throw together a whole cobbler. This is a great alternative to that. Peaches, okay, layered in the bottom. Cake mix. Now, we're not even gonna mix it. We're not even gonna add water, mix it up, nothing. We're just gonna spread this over the top. Okay, I do have a few clumps I'm gonna smush out of there. So peaches, whatever pie filling you want, or canned fruit, cake mix of your choice. I said white or yellow is what I prefer. And then the final ingredient, all we have to add on here, so we've got that layered in there, is butter. We're gonna use a 1/2 cup of butter. I've got a full stick, which is 1/2 cup, cut into pats, and we're gonna put those evenly throughout the pan. And that's all we have to do, is lay those pats right across there, because as it cooks, those are gonna spread themselves out all across. So that's the basic. We'll fill in the rest of these. That's basically all there is to it. Okay, so again, you can cover it with foil if you're worried about it getting too brown too fast. You're gonna pop it in your 375 oven for about 45 minutes. So I usually cover it with foil, let it cook for about the first 30, then open it, take the tin foil off and put it back in for another about 15, finish browning it up and melting that butter. Okay, and then you just scoop it out. Again, you can do this in the crock pot. You could scoop out individual servings and pop them in the freezer so that you could just pull them out when you want one. And that's a great thing if you do live alone and you don't want to eat an entire pan of something every time, or even if maybe there's just a couple of you in your home. I promise if you take it somewhere where you have multiple people, you're not going to have leftovers to have to freeze. Okay, it's a yummy sweet dish, super simple, super quick to put together. So again, cake mixes are one of those things that it's very easy when they are on sale, when they're marked down, it's very easy to pick up. Now make sure you're not buying the ones that are expired and that's why they're marked down. But check your sales and watch for things. Keep a couple of cake mixes, put up in the cabinet, and you're gonna have a lot of options for things that you can just pull out and very quickly and efficiently put together. So think about, again, what we are looking at with our Dump It series are our resources of our time, our money, and our energy for what we need to put together and accomplish. Okay, again, great things that you can put together and give as gifts or send to someone who might be in need. Again, I'm Mindy Turner with the Curry County Cooperative Extension Service. This was part 3 of our Dump It series. I hope that you're finding ways that you can use pre-made things to save time and figuring out how maybe you can save a little money in putting those items together.